I welcome you all on behalf of Sant Tukaram National Model School in today's session for class 6. I'm going to teach here history's lesson. Few images are displayed here on your screen which tells us about early humans, their daily activities, what they were doing, even how they were completing their daily needs. The central idea of the lesson we can get to know with the help of these images. Dear students, early humans were hunter and the gatherers. Why they were hunter and the gatherers? Because they were hunting to the animals and they were collecting the flesh of animals, and because of that only these were known as hunter and gatherers. In this session we are going to discuss here about early humans, their lifestyle, how they were completing their food need, each and everything we will discuss in this session. Early humans were hunter-gatherers and the nomads. They were hunting to the animals. They were collecting the flesh of the animals. And they were always on a move. Why? Because of insufficient food or animals in that areas. That's why they were moving from one place to another place in search of food and shelter. They were eating vegetables, seeds, roots, flesh for completing their food need. Nowadays, too, we are preferring different type of variety type of the dishes, but that time facilities were not there. That time, that much knowledge, they were nothing. They don't have any ideas about the variety type of food and dishes, how to prepare, and what type of the ingredients required for preparing a variety type of a dish. Even they were covering their body with the help of leaves of the trees and the branches and the animal's skin. The historians believe that the human beings first appeared on the earth. It's about 1.5 billion years ago now recently. The development of the human beings on this earth is very interesting process, and that process only we are going to discuss here. How they developed the new things, how they learn by their own experiences only. That time coachings were not there, that time teaching learning process not there, only their own ideas they have used and they developed. In the early stages, they were hunter-gatherers and the nomads because they were hunting to the animals, they were collecting the flesh of the animals, and they were completing their food need. And after completing the food in that area or animals, then they were going to other place. They were leading a primitive life, very old life, very simple life. But nowadays, we are experiencing advanced and modern life. They remain without the clothes during the summer and in the winter season. But whenever they need, that time they were covering their body with the help of animal skin, leaves, or the branches of the trees to keep themselves safe from the cold or water. Generally, early humans spent their nights on the trees. Why? Because to protect themselves from animals' attack. These are some examples about their caves. Dear students, this time to learn about a stone age. What is a stone age? The main object used by the early human was stone. They completely depended on the stones for their survival. That's why this period is known as Stone Age. Only a main object, stone, was there, and completely they were dependent on the stones for their daily activities. Even though for each and every work they were dependent on the stones. So that period is known as Stone Age. A prehistoric period when the weapons and the tools were made by the stones or any organic material such as bones, wood, or animals' horns. They were using for making the different type of the tools. Basically, the main object is here stone. The first known period, prehistoric human culture characterized by the use of the stone tools. They were completely dependent on the stones. That's why this is a characteristic or a feature of that period. Then for what purpose? For what purposes they were using the stone tools? Each and every purpose, the basic purposes are displayed here on your screen for making the different type of the tools. By giving the pressure on each other, by the stone only, they could make a tool to hunt the animal to kill the animal. For digging the ground, they were using the stone tools. For clearing the forest, for these purposes, they were using stone tools. The different stages of the Stone Age we are going to discuss here. First one, Paleolithic Age or Old Stone Age. Second one, Mesolithic Age or Middle Stone Age. It is between Paleolithic Age and the Neolithic Age. And the third one, Neolithic Age or New Stone Age. Dear students, try to understand the first division of a Stone Age. What type of the stone tools they were using during the first age, that is the Paleolithic Age. Paleo is old, lithic, stone. It is considered that the evolution of the development of a mankind started from this period. And it's all about 12,000 years ago, not recently. It is called an Old Stone Age. A meaning of a paleo means old. Lithic, it is a Greek word and its meaning is lithos or stone. See, the culture period of the Stone Age, it is started about 2.5 or 2 million years ago, and which is marked by the earliest use of these tools made by the cheap stones. They were using raw stones. A Paleolithic period, and at the different times in the different parts of the world, generally around 10,000 years ago in Europe and the Middle East, called the Old Stone Age. The first time the term Paleolithic was used by one of the person, he was John Leber. He was an archaeologist. And first time he has used the term Paleolithic in the year 1865. The characteristics of the Paleolithic Age are displayed here on your screen. The small societies were there. They formed small groups. They settled. They were collecting the animal. They were collecting the fish. They were doing the fishing. They were collecting the plants. They were hunting to the animals. They were collecting the flesh of the animal. Use of knack, stone tools, wood, bone, and for making the variety type of the tools. These are the characteristics of Paleolithic Age. The phases of the Paleolithic Age, which is based on changes in the climate and stone tools, or what type of the stone tools they used during these phases. Lower Paleolithic Age, Middle Paleolithic Age, and Upper Paleolithic Age. Now it's time to discuss about a Lower Paleolithic Age. This age is considered as a formative age. During this age, many parts of the earth were covered heavily snow or very cold. Climate was extremely cold, very cold, because of that only it is registered as a cold period or ice age, because of the changes in a climate, because of the weather conditions, because of the extremely cold. This period is known as ice age or cold period. The most common tool used during this period, during the Lower Paleolithic Age, was hand axe. It was used for chopping the trees and hunting to the animals. Number of the sites are here where found the evidences about the lower Paleolithic age. Some sites are here, Punjab and Madhya Pradesh, where found the evidences which tells us about a lower Paleolithic age. Next one, middle Paleolithic age. It is characterized by the use of scrapers and borers, hard stone tools used during the middle Paleolithic age. And the sites are here. In many areas found such a type of the stone tools which tells us about a middle Paleolithic age. For example, bank of the river Narmada and Tungabhadra, where found the evidences. The third phase of a Paleolithic age is Upper Paleolithic age. It is the final phase of the Ice Age. This age ends just at the onset or beginning of the agriculture. Before the beginning only, the end of the Paleolithic age we can consider here. During this age, the climate changed dramatically from cold to the warm. A drastic change found here during the Upper Paleolithic age. Mostly the following tools used during this period: blades and burins. The sites are here where found the evidences or stone tools are Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka. The common stone tools used during the Paleolithic age or Old Stone Age are hand axe, scraper, chopper, grinder, hammer, arrowheads, flex, and burins. The next very important division of a Stone Age is displayed here, the Mesolithic age. This is called a Middle Stone Age. It is the archaeological period between the Upper Paleolithic age and Neolithic age. This period is known as a Microlithic age because at that primitive stage, that primitive age, people used small shaped stone tools. And that's why Microlithic name was given to this age, because the use of small shaped stones. This period is known as Microlithic age. One of the terms is always used as a similar for the same, that is a Epipaleolithic. Apart from the stones, animal bones, horns were used for making the variety type of the stone tools. This age is also characterized by some features, and these are the use of small, sharpened and more efficient stones than Paleolithic period. They were sharp and pointed. For example, blades, scrapers, arrowheads, sprayheads. And even though they were using bones and the wood. In the image, first image displayed here, all the names and that kind of a stone tool. In the second image also displayed, you can observe it very carefully. Number of the sites are here where found the evidences about the Mesolithic age. For example, Rajasthan, Gujarat, southern UP or Uttar Pradesh. Definitely, they lived on a hunting, fishing and food gathering. They were hunting to the animals. They were collecting the fish of the animal and they were completing their food need. Even they were fishing also. At the last stage of this period, they started domesticating. They started rearing the animal. They started taking care of the animals. Number of the animals they were rearing with them. For example, dogs, sheep, goats, cattle. Now, the last division we are going to discuss here of Stone Age, Neolithic Stone Age or New Stone Age. This is the final division of a Stone Age and it's all about 12,000 years ago. When the first developments of the farming appear in the Epipaleolithic Near East and later in other parts of the world. It is also called an agricultural revolution. A Neolithic revolution is also known as or also called agricultural revolution because they started taking crops. Initially, they were hunter-gatherers and the nomads, but now they started agriculture. They started growing crops. And because of that only, it is a very important step in the life of the early humans. It refers to the phase when humans started living a settled life. They settled at a one place. Why? Because for taking care of their farm, for taking care of their crops. They settled at a one place. And they started producing their own food and domesticated animals. Definitely. Initially, they were food hunter, gatherers, and the nomads. But now they became food producers. Why? Because they started growing crops. The tools became more sophisticated, even though they were using very nice stone tools. Some Neolithic stone tools are displayed here. They were using polished, sparkled, soft, pointed, sharpened stone tools. For example, polished axes, sickle, ring stones like this. And some sites are here where found the evidences. These are Mehrgarh, Gufkaral in Kashmir, Utnur in Andhra Pradesh, Burzahom in Kashmir, Chiran in Bihar. We can compare here in between the tools of the Paleolithic age and the Neolithic age. Simple shape, the crude stone tools used during the Paleolithic age, but in a Neolithic period used polished, sparkled, shiny stone tools. This is a very important difference. Dear students, in this session we have discussed about Stone Age, the use of a stone and the stages of the Stone Age. The main object used by the early humans was only stone. They completely depended on the stone for their daily activities, for their survival. That's why this period is called Stone Age. For the variety type of the activities and variety type of the purposes, they were taking the use of stone. For example, hunting to the animals, to remove the skin of the animal, to cut the branches of the trees, making trees for digging the ground, clearing the forest, hunting to the animals for the different type of the purposes or work they were using the stone tool. Even though we have discussed here the stages of stone tool, Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age and Neolithic age. Thank you so much.